My name is Sarah Woodbury, and today we are talking about Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of many rings of standing stones built by the ancient peoples in Britain, in this case on the Salisbury Plain. More is known about Stonehenge in particular than other stone circles because it is so well preserved that real archaeological work has been done around it. A henge, in archaeological terms, is a large enclosure. It appears that the first henge at Stonehenge involved no stones at all, but was an earthwork composed of a ditch, a bank, and a series of dug holes called the Abri Holes. All begun around 3100 BC. So that's actually a little after Newgrange that we talked about last week. The Abri Holes are round pits, each about a meter wide and deep, with steep sides and flat bottoms. These holes form a circle a little less than 100 meters in diameter. In a way, then, it was a reverse of the current Stonehenge in that the monument was dug into the ground instead of rising above it. Excavations have revealed cremated human bones in some of the holes, but not such extensive remains that researchers are convinced these were primarily graves rather than for use as part of a religious ceremony. What that ceremony might have been, they don't know. Shortly after this construction was completed, Stonehenge was abandoned for 1,000 years. Then around 2100 BC, the Preseli bluestones were brought from 150 miles away in Wales and erected in a circle such that they aligned with the sun on the summer solstice. We've been to Stonehenge a number of times, but obviously that wasn't going to happen this year. So we fortunately have a life-size replica here in Eastern Washington. At the real Stonehenge, they don't let you get this close. This is a Preseli bluestone that was brought along with 80 others all the way from Wales. As we talked about last week, religious beliefs associated with the sun were one of the principal tenets, we think, of Neolithic religion. Around 100 years after that, this first bluestone circle was dismantled and then rearranged in the horseshoe and circle that we can still see today. One of the final phases of Stonehenge saw the arrival of the sarsen stones, which were arranged in an outer circle with a continuous circle of lintels. And that makes the classic picture of Stonehenge that we think about when we think about Stonehenge. 5 trilithons were also placed in a horseshoe arrangement, part of which we can also still see today. This is one of the sarsen stones that forms the inner horseshoe of Stonehenge. It is important to understand that Stonehenge was part of a religious landscape that included more than just these stones. Barrows and burial mounds numbering in the hundreds surround the site, along with the Stonehenge cursus, a 1.9-mile earthwork running east to west and aligned with sunrise on the equinoxes. At Stonehenge itself, evidence suggests that upwards of 4,000 people gathered to celebrate the summer solstice. There's also an avenue composed of a parallel pair of ditches and banks leading 2 miles to the River Avon. And with that addition, maybe we have some insight into the actual religious beliefs and practices that surrounded Stonehenge. At about the same time Stonehenge was completed, a large timber circle and second avenue were constructed at Durrington Walls overlooking the River Avon. The timber circle was oriented towards the rising sun on the winter solstice as compared to Stonehenge's alignment with the summer solstice. Evidence of huge fires on the banks of the Avon between the 2 avenues also suggests that both circles were linked. The avenues could have been used as a procession route on the shortest and longest days of the year. The theory I like best is that the wooden circle at Durrington Walls was the center of a land of the living, whereas the circle at Stonehenge was the center of the land of the dead, with the Avon serving as the avenue or the road between the 2. Next week, we're going to talk about slightly less monumental architecture, namely standing stones. Thanks for watching my video. You can click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel to see more. There'll be a new video next week. If you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.